Detours. Brought to you by Sports and Spokes, the magazine for wheelchair sports and recreation.
Alana, I saw some pics of you and pretty fascinating watching you ski. So a little bit differently, you're a sit-down skier, you use a paddle to propel yourself. Tell us a little bit about the classification, how it works.
Yeah, so my division is called Women's Wave Ski, and I prefer to sit on the board. I could also be in the prone division, which is laying on the board. Prone too. So, but I prefer sitting up. I really like how I feel, almost like I'm standing. I can set my rail into the water with my hip and my obliques, and feels really dynamic to me. So there's very few women in the world that do women's wave ski. So there's only 3 of us in our division right now. We would love more women to come out and try it. It is pretty dynamic with the paddle and having a strap and everything, but once you get it, it's doable. It's just it's a little bit of a learning curve.
It seems like as I look at the different boards and the different adaptions, that wave skiing would be maybe one of the more expensive sports to get into in the water because there's more apparatus. You have a more or less a sitting cage. You have to fit yourself into properly. Is it pretty pricey?
You know, all of the surfboards in the Adaptive World Championships are somewhat modified or custom made for each person's disability. A wave ski is custom made based on your weight and your height. So when you're looking at purchasing one, it's going to be about $2,000 or $2,500. Yeah.
When you're out there and you're trying to, when you're having fun, I'm sure you do whatever it is you want to do out there in the water. But when you're in competition, what are some of the specific moves that you like to make, ones you enjoy, and the ones that you think will score you the best points?
Yeah, I'm actually, I think, a shortboarder at heart. I came from a alpine skiing background. I love the feeling of a deep gouging bottom turn and then really quick snap up top and a big aggressive cutback. And that's actually one of the things that the judges are really rewarding. So it's working in my favor to be more of an aggressive, fast surfer. And, you know, for me, competition-wise, I love to just get a score on the board right away. You know, make a good wave choice right off the bat. Kind of lets you breathe a little bit. And then from that point on, I'm looking for the best possible wave I can surf. And yeah, connecting those maneuvers and getting as many as possible all in one flow is really the idea.
We'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Sports and Spokes magazine. For nearly 50 years, they've produced stories on iconic athletes performing at the top of their game, given generational coverage of sports dating back to the 1970s, and they've shown the way with exciting and timeless magazine cover shots. To stay on top of all the latest news from the world of high-performance adaptive sports, go to sportsandspokes.com. Sports and Spokes, the magazine for wheelchair sports and recreation.
You've been an adaptive jock for more than 2 decades. You went to the 2008 Paralympics in Beijing, and you captured a gold with a basketball team, with the American basketball team. Then you went on, you became a Paralympic skier, downhill skier, and so here you are in another competition that's completely sovereign from any of those things. What drew you to surfing?
Honestly, a series of maybe unfortunate events. You know, they're kind of like signs from the universe. After my second games for alpine ski racing in Sochi, Russia, I had fallen on my face, got knocked out, went to the hospital. Before that, I had dislocated my shoulder in a skiing accident, and all the signs were like, you know, maybe it's time to hang it up. I just, you know, I wanted to preserve my body. And right when I kind of made that mental shift out of skiing, I went to Honolulu, came across a program called Access Surf. They got me on my first wave, and it was like, they're a no-brainer. I like to say it kind of like ruined my life because I had to move out to California. There was just this new fire in me to start this new sport. I love learning sports, so that's why I've done so many. I just love the challenge of figuring it out. And so when surfing came into my life, it was just like full on. Just really wanted to figure it out. And there were a lot of people that came before me that taught me the ways. And yeah, it's just been so fun. And I always say it hurts a lot less to hit your face on water than it does the snow.
But, you know, that being said, When you're out in the water, there's really no takebacks. Once that wave starts, you can't just bail out. So what is it about there? It's got to be a little bit of that excitement factor, danger factor that still drives you.
Absolutely. I mean, the ocean's always changing. That variable of not knowing exactly what you're going out into, I've learned throughout my career there's a very thin line between chaos and courage. And for me, it's like trusting my gut, listening to my body, knowing that I have the strength to go out in the ocean on an appropriate day. I don't like going out in 8-foot surf, but on a 4 to 6 day and it's pumping, I really love that excitement, right? I get like kind of high on the adrenaline and the challenge of it all. So yeah, but there are consequences, there's certainly days I've gotten just pounded on the inside and not been able to get out, and everything's a learning curve. And I think like one of the best things about the ocean is it's like you have a beginner's mind every time you go out there. Like whatever she has for me today is what I'll take, and being open is kind of the energy I like to take out there.
Making the game-winning shot, catching the perfect run on the slopes, catching the perfect wave. Which one?
Honestly, oh man, what an honor to be in those positions. Right now in my life, it's about catching the best wave I can catch. Getting barreled is like a never-ending search for me. I was lucky 2 years ago, I got barreled in Huntington for like a split second, and that just kind of got me wanting more. So surfing's where it's at for me right now.
All right, so for us non-surfers, barreling, does that mean being inside a tube?
That's right. So it is actually a moment of magic. For everything to add up and come together at one place and one time in the ocean, it takes so much. But all of the years that I've been surfing, over 10 years now, it's been like the progress that I've made and the knowledge that I have of the ocean, and everything came together for me to drop into that wave and cut up, set my line, and then get in the barrel for just a second. Really was magical.